Welcome to Top Speed. My name is Christy, and today we're talking about the 2008 Ford Focus sedan SE. The Focus is a compact car which was first introduced to us in 1999 as a 2000-year model. It was a replacement for the Ford Escort. In 2005, the Focus was given a facelift, but it wasn't until 2008 that a completely new generation was born. The new Focus is offered as a four-door sedan or a new two-door coupe. Our SE Focus is powered by a 2.0-liter DOHC engine, mated to an automatic transmission. The starting price for the Focus Sedan SE is $16,375. Our test vehicle has a price of $20,200 because it's equipped with the optional automatic transmission, heated seats, leather seats, LED interior lighting, 6 CD MP3 and audiophile sound system, and a Sirius satellite radio. Well, now that we know more about the Focus, let's go outside with Miles and check it out.
Thanks, Christy. We're here with our 2008 Ford Focus, and I have to say, this is the good Focus. It's the correct Focus because it's our Focus. It's the American Focus. Back in 2000, when Ford first introduced us to the Focus, it was a welcome replacement to the Ford Escort, but it also shared in fact shared almost all its styling and its technical parts with its European brother. And the problem with that is that there were sacrifices made. The styling was very polarizing. Most people either loved it or they hated it. And that's because, well, it was kind of rounded. To me, it really looked like a bean on wheels. Another problem that came with that is when it came time to make a coupe version, well, it had to be a hatchback because you needed a hatchback for the European market. And what ended up happening is you had, again, this big sort of rounded car and didn't give that performance look. Flash forward now to 2008. Europe gets their own Focus, and we get our own Focus. What happens now is gone are all the round shapes, and now we have a nice angular look to it. Just like the coupe problem has been solved. It has a nice proper trunk, everything looks nice and sleek, and that idea really comes through on our sedan as well. What we have here is a car that really wants to look like a performance vehicle. It's an economy car, but it's got a nice wedge shape to it. Everything's sloping towards the front. In fact, our front even sits a little lower. It's got that nice thing to it. But there's also performance to back it up. Another part of the performance comes from down here at the wheel. Because we have the premium SES model, we get a nice 16-inch wheel. And wrapped in that is a Pirelli P6 tire. And that really helps with the ride, and we'll talk about that a little later on. That all goes to that performance idea that we have in the car. And performance and other things really make this car give a quality feel. Another great idea in quality is that you get the little things that you used to not get in an economy car. Things like body-colored bumpers or body-colored door mirrors, or for that matter, body-colored door handles. All of them make this car feel that much more premium. But another good thing about the door handles is that it gets us to the interior. Now, as you can see, the interior of our Focus is kind of a dark place, but it works. We have a nice black leather on the seats with a great contrasting white stitching. Got the same thing on the steering wheel, and the black theme goes throughout the rest of the car. That includes the pillars, the headliner, the doors. Everything in here is dark and really nice because it makes the silver pieces really stand out. It's almost like having a dark cloud with a silver lining. The contrast is just really nice. Now, as far as for the rest of the functions of the car, we have a really nice stereo. It even has an integrated subwoofer that's in the trunk. Gives you that feeling of a little bit more of a premium car for an economy price. The climate control system works well. Everything's intuitive. Everything's where it needs to be. But again, this car gives you that little extra to make you feel a little more special. But like we said before, you get these little extras on the Focus, and one of these is a fun little button where at nighttime when you press it, it'll change the interior hue of the car. It's just that fun little extra you get. Now, another thing that's in premium Ford cars is their sync system. And the great part about that is with the touch of a button, I have the car at my command.
Sync, please say a command.
And what that does is, at that point, anything that's connected to the USB port, the auxiliary jack, or for that matter, a Bluetooth device, is under control of the car and under control of my voice. And one of the great parts about that is if you have a phone that is Bluetooth connected, you can actually have your text messages read out to you. It'll help you keep your eyes on your road, just a little extra fun thing you get from the car. I will be honest with you though, it's not the best interior we've ever been in, but in all truth, we've been in cars that have been a lot more expensive. The difference here is that the sync is showing a real value. Now, the Focus is a fine city car, and what I really mean by that is you bought the car most likely at least for some economical reasons, but it also has some nice performance characteristics, especially in the ride and the handling. Now, the suspension is a little firmer than you'd expect from an economical car, but that's fine. It's not harsh, it's just firmer. And what that means is that you can really feel the road and you know where you stand. The same thing can be said about the steering. It is actually a little bit heavier than you'd expect again, but it's not like it's hard, it's not like you're really fighting the wheel. You can definitely feel that you still have a power assist, but what you do is you also know that you can fit around the tight corners, you can fit in the tight spots, and that's really good in a city car. The brakes, same thing, set up in a performance characteristic. But the one part of the car that isn't quite as much performance as you expect is the engine. And, well, let me start with this. It's a 2.0-liter, 4-cylinder, dual overhead cam, 16-valve engine. Makes 140 horsepower, and actually is similar to the one you get in the Mazda 3. And that car right there is known to be a very peppy car. The engine in this car is also very peppy and very nice. But when you usually have a car that's set up for sports, made it to an automatic transmission, same way as we have in this car here, what you usually get is when you step on the gas, especially in that really important 30 to 60 mile an hour range, you'll get thrown back into the back of your seat because of that gear kickdown. So the revs will go up, the speed will go up, but you're also pinned back. Well, in the Focus, that doesn't happen. You step on the gas at 30 miles an hour, and you see the revs go up, you see the speed go up, but you don't get jerked back like you would with a regular downshift. That almost gives this car a little bit extra feeling of quality, and that's especially what you want when you want a car that has value. Well, when you talk about a car that has value also, we're in the SES model, which is the top-of-the-line Focus, and that's only $16,000. If you want to spend even less, you can go down a couple of rungs in the ladder, and you'll save multiple thousands of dollars. We, on the other hand, we got the leather seats, we got the traction control, we even got that nifty lighting system we showed you earlier, and we got a pretty loaded car, and we still spent only around $20,000. And that's, I think, why we really like cars like this, because they leave a little extra money in your pocket. That means you can do other things with your money. You can spend it on your family or your friends or wherever, but you can also spend it to individualize the car. You can buy wheels for it, or you can do something to the outside, you can do something to the inside, and the whole point is that this car leaves some money in your pocket so that you can truly make the car your own.
Thank you, Miles. Well, that's all we have for today on the 2008 Ford Focus Sedan SE. Tune in next time for our next test drive.